Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm in a great mood, and I've been having fun. I woke up in a good mood. I exercised this morning, so things are going really well for me. I hope they are for you too. Before we get started, I want us to see my little comic strip. This is from the same author that gave us our satirical cartoons, and I just think this one's fun. So let's look at this. Okay, look at the ship and the sharks. And look, the shark's got somebody's leg, but is that a real leg? What? What's this saying? What is this? Some kind of cruel hoax? What kind of ship is this? Hilarious, isn't it? I love it. This is also by Gary Larson, the same comic from the other strips that I've shown you as well. So I hope you got a laugh out of that. I know I did. So happy Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. Today we will focus on writer's craft and really figure out, hey, what is this writer doing that makes this writing great and makes their argument really stand out? I will use my riddle skills. And riddle skills just means, right, paying attention to details and thinking about what works and what's the right answer. And then I will write and express my opinion. After we're reading the article, we do have a graded discussion. Which feature most affected how well the author's argument was presented, and explain why. So that's what we're doing for today. And before we get started on any of that, yes, let's do some positive affirmations. They are so good for us. I've seen a lot of people turning in work, and I'm so proud of you for taking the extra time and making the extra effort. The more often you do that, the stronger you become. So I'm proud of you. Let's do some affirmations to keep our minds positive on purpose. It's okay to be in a bad mood, but that doesn't have to stop us, right? What are you? I am smart, confident, and successful. Yes, you are. Don't ever doubt it. How do you feel about testing? I love testing, especially if we hate testing, right? Let's change our thinking. Let's do that one again. How do I feel about testing? I love testing. How do I feel about getting my work done? I love getting my work done. And it's important to think that, right? Because once we get the ball rolling and get started working, it gets easier and easier. The hardest part is getting started, right? So say those affirmations to help yourself. All right, so what are we doing today? Oh, thanks for asking. Let me tell you. So for today, if you go into this week's work, we've got two important things to accomplish today, and notice that it says graded assignment. There's actually two graded assignments for today, and that's why I'm making this video early and sending it out so that anybody can access it. So we've got an article to read, why this is the year baseball should correct its mistake. And you click on that and open it up, and you will get this. It's only 2 pages. And it's about a person who should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And when we're done reading it, right, not here, but in the graded discussion, we're going to talk about which feature most affected how well the author's argument was presented. And we're going to explain why. And we're going to focus on the evidence, facts, or examples to support claims, reasoning or commentary to develop ideas and connect the claim, right? That's like the thesis, the main point, and the evidence to help the reader clearly understand the validity of the argument. We're going to look at diction and stylistic elements, word choices that affect tone, mood, and voice, and strongly affect the intended audience, right? Just the language that the writer chooses. And as we read it, you'll understand more what I mean by that. And then, of course, this is all related to rhetoric, right? What are the persuasive elements that add power to the ideas expressed and make the intended audience want to agree? So open up your own copy of this, and we'll be reading that in a minute. But for now, let's go back to Wednesday's work. And in this argumentative analysis, let me say that again. In this argumentative analysis, you were just going to answer the question, right? Which feature affected how well the author's argument was presented? Was it the evidence, reasoning, commentary, diction, stylistic elements, or persuasive elements? So if you just answer the question, if you're like, okay, Carvajal, it's evidence, and you post that as your answer, you're going to get a 70. Hey, but you're a good person. You want way better than a 70, right? You're going to explain yourself. If you explain 1 line, that's an 80. 2 lines, a 90. And hey, I know you want a 100. Literally 3 minutes of work, you can get 100. You're a good person. So explain 3 lines worth and get 100. I want everybody to get 100s on this. Why not? Why would you settle for a 70 when you know you could get 100? You know you are smart, confident, and successful. So take care of business and help yourself because you're a good person. I know you are. All right, so that's what we're doing for today. Oh, one more thing. Remember the letter we started? That is also due today. And it's okay, you can handle it. 70 for just the typewriting from Wednesday. If you literally just typed everything from Wednesday, hey, turn that in, you'll get a 70. If you typed plus you added an introduction and a conclusion, remember you're supposed to tell us, about what the problem is and then what you'd like to see done about it. Add that to it, that'll get you an 85. If you put it in business letter format, right? Formal business letter format, you get 100. And I think you want 100. I know you want 100, but just do what you can, okay? And remember, you do not need to mail it. You don't have to mail it. This is not for real. Now, if you really feel strongly about your topic and you want to actually send it off, hey, then find out the address of that person and send it off to them, or email. But you don't need to mail it. I had a student a couple of days ago tell me, oh, Mr. Carvajal, I wrote about how my girlfriend cheated on me. Do I need to mail that to a congressman? No, of course not. It's entirely up to you. So where was the original writing? Because that was a grade 2, right? Where you were supposed to handwrite. You can click here and find that assignment. If you're missing it, that's 2 or 3 minutes worth of work, right? Take a picture, send it in, you'll get that 0 replaced. If you haven't typed it yet, click here, open up the letter. And here's a sample business letter format. This is the information of the person you're sending it to. It does not have to be real, right? So you can put Stephen Carvajal, 100 Looney Tunes Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 00000. Today's date, and now you put year in. Actually, that's wrong. Carvajal, you're a good person. Here we go again. So this is your information, not who you're sending it to, your information. Then you put today's date, then you put who you're sending it to. It can all be fake. I don't care. I just want to see it set up this way with a person's name, title they might have, company they might work for, and if they don't have a company, you can leave it off, their address, and so forth. And you put your address first because if the person wants to write you back, they'll have your information right at the top. You put a salutation, and then your introductory paragraph. The paragraph of what happened is your main body paragraph. And then you put your final paragraph, like what would you like to see changed or what would you like to be seen done. Sincerely, your name and any more information. Make up a title. The president of Students for Change at Warren High School. It doesn't matter. But just add that to it if you want to get 100. And get it done today. Both of these are due by midnight. So take care of it. All right, so let's look at the letter. Well, not the letter. Let's look at the reading. Once again, we're going to decide what's more important, and we're going to put that into discussion. So be thinking about what you notice, whether it's the evidence, the diction, the language used, the persuasive elements, or how they explain and set everything up. What's most important? And remember, there is no right answer. It's just your opinion. So read along with me because you are a good person and you love reading. Yes, you do. Don't argue with me. All right, let's get started. Why this is the year baseball should correct its mistake and put Curt Flood in the Hall of Fame. From WashingtonPost.com Opinions from October 7th, 2020. James E. Clyburn, a Democrat, represents South Carolina in the U.S. House. David Trone, a Democrat, represents Maryland in the U.S. House. We write as baseball fans with a fondness for the game during the 1960s when it provided a great escape in that turbulent time. In particular, we share an admiration for former St. Louis Cardinals center field Curt Flood. He won 7 consecutive Gold Glove awards, was a 3-time All-Star, and played an instrumental role in the Cardinals winning 3 National League pennants and 2 World Series titles. Flood might have been on track for a Hall of Fame career if it hadn't been cut short because he took a principled stand on October 7, 1969, and refused to be traded to the Philadelphia Phillies. Baseball never forgave Flood for asserting his rights and challenging the long-established order. He played only 13 more games in the big leagues, but his inspiring example has echoed down the years and helped shape the way today's players are compensated and treated. The induction of Flood into the Baseball Hall of Fame is long overdue. The organization's Golden Days Committee should vote to induct Flood when it meets in December. The committee exists to consider those who made significant contributions to the sport between 1950 and 1969, including players no longer eligible for election by baseball writers. Flood certainly merits a plaque in Cooperstown. It is difficult to exaggerate the stunning effect of Flood's refusal to be traded on Major League Baseball. The late 1960s were a stirring time of African American athletes making powerful statements. Heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali in 1967 refusing the military draft for the Vietnam War, citing his religious beliefs, and going to jail instead. Tommy Smith and John Carlos raising their fists in the Black Power salute at the Summer Olympics in Mexico City in 1968. Now, here was Flood, insisting on his right not to be treated like a commodity. Since 1922, when a congressionally mandated antitrust exemption was decided by the Supreme Court, professional baseball players had been bound to their teams by a contract reserve clause that essentially bound them to a single team with no negotiating rights. Players could be discarded or traded at will. All right, I want you to continue reading the second page on your own. And yes, if you don't know a word, who cares? Skip it. And imagine it like you were watching a documentary on this amazing man. It talks about what he actually did and how he stood up and said, no, I will not be treated like a used car that can be traded. And he explains the effect he had on future African American athletes and how they're treated. So continue to read on till the end. Once you're done reading, you're going to go back to the discussion, the graded discussion. Yes, it is for a grade. And you're going to analyze the quality of the argument, right? Which feature most affected how well the author's argument was presented? Was it the evidence, the reasoning and commentary, diction, stylistic elements, or persuasive elements? Answer the question, write me 3 lines, get 100, because you are smart, confident, and successful. If you have any questions, message me. I'm here to help you. You're a good person. So am I. See you soon. Bye-bye.